Okay. Is that what it took? Okay. Is that what it took? Okay. Is that what it... Alright. So this is gonna be a birthday special. I don't know how things are gonna play out, but I know there's a button that can use to mute the... That's new, that's what happened. Okay. So now I know that if I push that button, it'll automatically mute the microphone. That is a wonderful feature. Because some of y'all motherfuckers be saying some crazy ass shit. The proposal established the establishment of the United States of Zemuria, with Crossbow as its leader. This framework, which prohibited all military action and guaranteed free economic activity, was enticing to small countries and autonomous states suffering under the rule of the Empire and the Republicans' iron fists. Liberal, Ramiferia, and Arteria initially opposed the Union as excessive and imperious, but in time they too capitulated, unable to push back against the growing momentum. I like the commas in that. In Calvert, an economic crisis arose as a result of the events in Crossbow. Before long, anti-immigration terrorism began to run rampant within the Republic. Meanwhile, Erebonia found itself engulfed in a civil war between noble and reformist factions, as rumors spread that the Blood and Iron Chancellor had been assassinated. Unofficially, Ouroboros made its endorsement of Crossbow known to every nation on the continent. Soon, nothing and no one would be able to stand in the way of President Croix's ambitions. Okay. I gotta learn to put that in my punctuation game, that usage of apostrophes. I get a little redundant with the S's. Okay, so let me lower the audio because it's a bit loud. I'm still struggling with some of this stuff. Daddy. Delinquent. Vault? I think a lot of the random battles would be harder than Vault at this present stage. I mean, there's only Campanella the Fool at this present stage, and Aryan Road. You could probably whoop Campanella's ass, but Aryan Road would run your fade like crazy. Alright. I'm arranging the furniture while doing all of this. So Yatsuga means deserter. Put his dukes up, that's such a funny phrase.
前にはお前の遊び相手がいるだろうからな。
What was that differing?
カルバードの方に帰っちゃったんじゃないの？
アルモリカ方面でヘイウェの動きを察知し、どうやらクロスベル襲撃以降インともども潜伏していた模様で。
サオのやつ、どうやらまだまだ楽しませてくれそうだな。
Oh, the new metric is annoying.
あんなメガネなんてどうでもいいって。すっごくドキドキしてきた。結局アルカンシェルじゃ決着。今度こそ徹底的にやり合って最高に楽しむ。
やれやれ。
さすがはシャーリー様かと。
くそ、
バルドさん。
I wonder what's up with my extended flash drive.
ディーノ、
バルドさん？本当にバルドさんだ。
I noticed it's not like lighting up.
今までどこに？本当に心配したんですよ。でもよく無事で。
Oh, we sound like a bitch, man.
先輩たちはみんな大怪我を負って。
Okay, so these new chargers don't operate on micro USB. This looks like USB C or whatever.
いるのに全然戻ってきてくれなくて。でも大丈夫です。バルドさんがいればきっと。バルドさん？
サーベルバイパーは勝てねえも二度と。俺のケツを追いかけるんじゃねえ。
Yeah, you gotta leave the street shit behind.
嘘ですよね。
That gang shit is over.
だってバルドさんはいつだって頼りになる。あの鬼がみんなをめちゃくちゃにした化け物がバルドさんなんて、そんなの嘘ですよね。止まれ。
Let me check a couple things right now. Alright, hold on, let me push this button. Alright, it doesn't show, that's good. Sound. Audio balance. Does this improve the audio quality? It actually does, so...
ファルド・バレス、まさか戻ってくるとは。
Alright, was good.
これ以上旧市街をお前の好きにはさせない。
So, I got past chapter 4. That means the remaining chapter is Fragments and the finale. The finale is like 20 hours long, but Fragments is like a couple hours long. It's really short. It's only like 5 fights.
あんな化け物になってこの旧市街をめちゃくちゃにして、
おまけに可愛がってた手下たちをあんな風に。
ひどすぎるよ。
そういえばワジともともとよそ者みてえだし。
バカにするな。あの二人なら必ず。
何
Well, aside from the cake, I'm playing this game on a different system, so that's one thing.
事情があるそうなんだ。果たすべき使命があるって。それで町は離れるけど。
It even comes with the code for God of War Ragnarok, so even though I've never played a God of War game, I'm going to go ahead and make use of that in case I need a filler stream.
何のことかわからないけど、僕たちは二人を
Thing is, my Extendo hard drive got corrupted, so I think I did it wrong when I got rid of it, or disconnected it. When I was making the transfer, it didn't lead to like a loss of actual data, but it does lead to like storage issues. So I guess I might have to buy a new one, either that or maybe it can be repaired, because I don't know what went wrong with that, because I did go into the menu and hit the disconnect feature with the Extendo, but maybe I had to do something with the card itself. But either way, I was able to maintain all my save files.
なるほど。使命ってどうやらあの時と続きそうだろ。わじ
Bald is such a fucking total bitch. Yelling out another man's name like that. I always set chat so it's not visible on stream, because I don't want people with anxiety to be like, okay, now my name is out there and people know what I said, and it's like documented. So I always set that off ever since like the second week after I started doing these via PlayStation streams. Some of my homies like Fundaga T2, they still have it set so that you can visibly see the other chatters, and a couple of them really like that feature because I guess it's good for viewership, but it's very, very off-putting for me because I don't want to make people anxious.
現時点でゼロの司法の力は消えた幻の司法に匹敵している。さらにオリジナルが持っていなかった潜在能力すらどこまで進化させられるか。黒い助のお手並みを拝見しようか。
We're barely like past the 1990s when it comes to internet for some places, some locales.
博士ノリノリだね。そういえば彼らの方もやっと動き出したみたいだけど。
If you're in a city that's like a high Wi-Fi environment, so for better or worse, you have more access to good Wi-Fi. Unless you're in Manhattan, then you're screwed because you have to rely on Spectrum. It's so weird. The Bronx has a worse standard of living than Manhattan in almost every other regard except for internet.
それは君たちに任せるよ。私はここでゼロの司法のデータを取り続けさせてもらう。人と神をつなぐ 究極のインターフェースたり得るかをね。
And most of that is because the landlords really don't want you to get anything other than Spectrum. Yeah, Manhattan, the main island, has the worst one because all the landlords want you to have Spectrum, which that's really annoying. When you have stuff like Verizon or other things, Optimum, which you can have, but it depends if you got like a cool landlord. The internet's good. But because Spectrum, aka Time Warner, has such a chokehold on the real estate dudes in that area, especially if you're in lower income places, you're gonna just end up paying monthly for internet that you can only access once a week.
Kia-chan. Shizuku.
Like, I spent years of my life not being able to watch, not being able to download some of the Wii games that I got. Like, I had Chrono Trigger, and I had, what was it, Paper Mario, but I couldn't download them until 3 years afterwards. So I effectively Venmo'd myself from junior year some cool video games when I was an 8th grader. Alright, cool, she can open her eyes. She's not blind anymore. And she doesn't have motion sickness. That's really cool. No vertigo, no nausea. Oh, okay, so she used that power to act as a catalyst to heal her eyes. That's pretty cool. I think they really like having Chizuku with the closed eye look, because even when she gets her vision back, they love having the sprite have a closed eye look. They like the portraits having a closed eye look. They're just fixated on her being blind, which it kind of reminds me of Nunnally from Code Geass, where she regained her eyesight, and then they really like showing her eyes when she could see, because we went multiple seasons with her being a blind girl. But this time around, it's like, instead of embracing it and overcorrecting and like really showing her eyes, they keep having her act like she's blind. It's so interesting. Imagine going your whole life having a friend, gaining your eyesight while you're blind, but when you can finally see your friend looks completely different than from when you've known them. So it's like you never actually got to see the person the way they looked your whole life. Yeah, they did hug. Okay, so let's see what we're doing now that we're probably locked up somewhere. Yeah, you got a new crib, so you're not living with your parents anymore, and I got a new console.
支援課の他のメンバーは別の場所で保護してロイドさん一人こんな場所
俺のことはいいさ。でも保護っていうのは一体何から君だってもうとっくに気づいているはずだ。クロスベル市の周辺
Yeah, it could be that you have worse internet because you're in like an apartment complex with a bunch of other people. Maybe some Wi-Fi interference.
フラン君の妹さんを傷つけたのだ。
それでも
Because if you think about EMF as invisible light that you can't see, that can permeate through walls, having other light sources and light fixtures would kind of interfere with that, even if that light is not the same as your light.
それでも私は警備隊の目それが国防軍に名を変えた以上軍人としての責務を果たすだけです。そうでないとクロスベルは本当に
ノエル
キーヤちゃんのことだってこのままで結社みたいな得体の知れない連中の力を借りることだって。
It's kind of interesting how she's showing her agency in this way, even though I don't agree with what she's doing morally,
でも
considering the supernatural factors at play.
恐ろしい列車砲を撃ったんです。命中したら何百人もの犠牲者が出たかもしれない大量破壊兵器を。
Yeah, we were super close, if it wasn't for the main villains, ironically, to getting wiped off the face of the map. I always like that in these like Japanese video games when you have a moment where the main villain saves the world and the heroes can't. Or in this case, saving an entire city-state. I mean, I've only had the PlayStation 5 for about, let me see how long I've been streaming. Maybe 45 minutes? So, I'll have to really, like, think about that. I will say, installing games on this makes it really, really loud. It has a different kind of space. It has a solid state drive, so the extended hard drive that I have is not going to help me with PlayStation 5 games. It's going to help me with PlayStation 4 games, which I might need to get another one for that. If this one is going to continue to be corrupt, maybe I damaged it in the transfer process, but I don't know if I'm gonna need an extended solid state in the future, but what I do know is in some ways it actually has less memory. Since PS5 games are going to be a lot more inflated in how much data you actually need, and the previous tools that you would use to raise it are more finite, so you gotta effectively compromise. Do you want your PlayStation 5 to effectively be a better PlayStation 4? Or do you want to upgrade your PlayStation 5 to be a decent PlayStation 5 that'll carry you through the ages? Now, thankfully I'm a weeb, so there's going to be a lot of stuff from the PS4 era that I'm going to prioritize, and I'm going to make that my main goal. So a hard drive versus a solid state drive extension will be necessary. The Wii is still good. Obviously, there's issues with the fact that you can't really go to the Wii shop, or even the 3DS and all of this stuff. Is why I'm so appreciative of the fact that NVIDIA took over with the data side of the Nintendo Switch, because the Switch and potentially the Switch 2 are going to be devices where if a store closes down, there will still be data carry over into the future, and because it's a 20-year contract that will likely have extensions and other aspects, and Nintendo is going to get better at dealing with these things in the future. It's a step in the right direction. It's what we should have had with Nintendo Wii, or at least with the Wii U. And 3DS.
兄貴、やっぱり俺、兄貴に全然だってもう、俺それさえも。ざまあねえな。
So the whole time he was there on the other side of the cell, just hearing us have that conversation.
こんな場所で半年以上冷や飯を食らっているのがバカバカしくなってくるぜ。
放っておいてくれ。
Yeah, this really reminds me of like a PlayStation 1 style game where you have the sprites but the 3D backgrounds that are low polygonal, which is the PlayStation 1 era is indeed my favorite era of video games, so I really dig it.
あんたたちを逮捕できたのだって運が良かったのが重なっそうだ別に俺たちは
新規く無理もね噂を聞く限りとんでも IBC 総裁が全ての黒幕で今や独裁国家の赤い星座やら結社やら国防軍に風の剣トリプルヤグ今は嵐が通り過ぎるのを、この状況で抗おうなんてめえの
そういえばうちの兄貴と面識があるんだったか
This guy needs to learn to stop bringing up Lloyd's brother guy. Garcia was a minor antagonist in the previous game, Trails from Zero. He's effectively the member of a gang called Revache, and he was formerly a Jaeger of Red Constellation, or Zephyr. I don't completely recall. He could have been a member of another Jaeger Corps as well.
こちらがいくら脅しつけても懲りもせずに鍵まっかと思えばばったり屋台で出くわした時に平気で一杯進めてきやが厄介で今
That actually is a good police detective strategy, which is to annoy the shit out of the person that you know is a criminal. Like if you go to a restaurant and you see the person there, you sit next to them and have a conversation. Like, you would see that in soap operas as well, where, like, if a police officer is really trying to figure out if you can slip up and confess to a crime, like if you're a gang member or something of that nature, you show up at a restaurant, they sit right next to you and try to have a conversation like you're best friends. You can go to a funeral and they see you there. They sit next to you, next to the casket and just, like, try to talk to you. When I was a senior in high school, we had to, like, do a project on this, like, real life murder that happened where a guy killed his own wife, and they showed us photographs of the room that he did it. It was completely soaked in blood. Like, I didn't know one human body could actually generate that much blood, but the detective would explain how he managed to get this person to slip up, just making his life a. Oh, keep in mind, I was a senior in high school. But also, they like showing hood people like crazy shit.
大物議員の汚職から帝国と共和国の諜報活動、ヨアヒムの野郎の動きまで呆れるくらい精力的だった。おい、ガイ・バニングスってのは別にキレと凄みで言うならマクレインの方が上。絡め手と根回しだったらセルゲイの合理的な判断と処理能力なら一家のダドリーの方が上。つまりはそれは考えてみれば奴に抜きん出てたところがあったとしたら。
Okay, so he's just trying to say, hey, don't feel too bad. Your brother was, fiercely determined, but he's not really like a super intelligent dude.
せいぜい諦めないことくらいだろうぜ。
Yeah, the Azure games tend to be a lot less tropey than the other Kiseki titles like the Cold Steel games and the Sky games. There's a little bit more realism because of the setting of Crossbell, which is a bit more modern.
それでいて周りが見えてない空気の読めなさもなんだこの若造はって当時。
いいかロイド、男だったら目の前のものに体当たりでてめえの心でてめえだけの真実を。そうすりゃてめえが
多分兄貴のそれも身内だけじゃなくてクロスベルという町そのもの。
Yeah.
その意味ではあんたたちルバージュ
何
守るって多分兄貴は体当たりでその上で
そいつバカ以上のとんでも。
ああ、俺は到底そこまでも兄弟だけあって似ている部分もある。
何
I hate this guy's pants, by the way.
ここから逃げ出すつもりが。
逃げ出すんじゃない。
Like that loop that he has on them. It's super fucking annoying.
クロスベル警察特務支援課に所属する囚われたみんなを解放してキーヤを取り戻すためにも。
I bet this guy gets caught on like doorknobs when he tries to walk in a room all the time.
ガルシア、
見せてみろ。この状況でてめえという男に覚悟と決意の。
I once made a joke that for my birthday special I should have like a anyone who follows me gets to like pee on me 28 times or get 27 of their friends and do it once, or 13 of their other friends and do it twice. I didn't say pee on, I said something worse, but it's one of those weird things. Hey, I'm 28, so you gotta do it 28 times.
Oi, やめろ！何？てめえのせいで俺たちはこのままぶち殺し。ダメ、仕方ない。ああ。
Yeah.
やめろ、ガルシア！
それ以上やると撃つぞ。
That shit had me dead.
俺としたことがつい。
I like how much more accurate this is about like views. It doesn't show cumulative views like the past PlayStation things. It shows like active viewers, so I get to see when the crazy shit I say makes someone leave. I was being nice with that one though, because we got company in the house.
ここに入ってからずっとおとなしくしていたと。いいから下がって両手を上げろ。
I didn't say nut-on.
いくら人手が足りないとはいえ、おい、大丈夫。とにかく医者。いや、必要。貴様。
Most people get more inspiration in life when they start accomplishing things. Because when you... No, he didn't die. He got knocked the fuck out. They rarely kill motherfuckers in this game series. Because it's like super shonen anime-ish. The only shonen I can really think of where they were killing characters left and right was like Naruto, that's it. They have everybody in like Luke Skywalker mode. Just not killing motherfuckers. Be aware. Alright, so I'm partied up with this guy. Let's see what his equipment is. Linen gloves. I don't have accessories or anything of that nature. I can't really evasion tank. I tried to check it out, but apparently not. Let me save because I'm paranoid. So what happens when I select this? Oh, it goes black. It doesn't have that annoying blue thing anymore. It just doesn't show you shit. Okay, I got 10 battle scopes, which I'm gonna need. What else? Let me look at Chrome for a second, because I'm not trying to miss any of the items here, because I'm never gonna come back here. Alright, let's see. Oh, you have the 5 as well, or you just used it? I see. Okay. Battle scope. Item, battle scope. Graph. What can you do? How did... He felt like a total nerd when he got wiped out. Alright, let's see. So there's this, and then there's... Let me just be precise so I'm not like missing out on any treasure chests. Let's see, we got all these books out here. Oh, okay, there you go. Emergency puppet. I don't know why I don't call it proxy puppets. Scope. Alright, I'm gonna... Oh wow, the audio is slightly different on the headphones. Oh, that could be because I'm not using that fucked up PS4 controller that turns every audio into like potato shit. Yeah, I guess you will feel indebted to a person who's the reason you're not broke or without a job at a certain point in your life. Hartman, so from the guy we arrested in the prologue of this game. Let's see, I didn't mean that you do that, actually. Also from the prologue of this game. Okay, so they gave him like a half-assed space turn where we don't even get to see his grill. Me start tapping. See, there you go. Kick. Move here. So that's for like, okay. I got natural remedy out of that.
そんな手。
ああ、あんたの助け使える力。
いいだろう。
Like Prison Breaks in these stories, so this would be pretty cool. Terabon. Alright, we got a couple to make up for the ones I wasted. Zerum powder, that's the main thing I wanted out of all of this, to be honest. Charging now, hold on. So I'm not graded any extra points for this shit. Okay, hold on, let me... What? Let me get rid of all of these right here. Who should get it? Get the shooter. This guy wants to be in the NFL so badly. Yeah, it's all good so far. Okay, so I want to go after the guys with the halberds. Just take out some numbers. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and treat yourself. You know what, I'm gonna play this conservatively and heal Lloyd. That heal did like nothing. Alright, let's see. The craft. Burning heart. I don't have enough for that. That would have been really opportune. Raging spin. I can't take advantage of it this way. Yeah, we ran his fade and it took us damn near an entire session to do it. Okay, so he is probably part of the Northern Jaeger Corps or Zephyr. We ran her fade too. Okay, so they're trying to scale her above Sigmund in some regards.
結社の方にもとんでもない使い
そんな化け物ども全と頼んじゃ
なあ全くだ
Alright, let's
封鎖
see.
されているな
Okay, well, let me check my
近くでロック
allotted
を解除
time.
そうとっとと解除して
More importantly,
よかったどうやらクオ
ほら兵士どもに
あ
equipment. So I get the pile driver, power CZ, or I got the thing with the evasion plus 10%. So that might not have been like an actual. Evasion plus 10, but I got the one with the evasion plus 20. Was it this? No, I have a feeling. Let me do everything in my head so far. So 20, 20, 50. So this is a 200 boost. This is well, I guess I'll put it on. I realize I'm super over level for this. This would have probably been crazy hard if I was like level 79 instead. Alright. Ordnance, of course. So I think I have force. Attack, deal critical damage. I think it was force that I had with him. Shit, this is actually kind of annoying. So I need HP free. Evade free. Come on. EP free. I need hit free. Yeah, so two. Invigorate. Increases enemy drop rate by 100%. I think that could get annoying really quickly. People don't like the menuing shit in these RPGs. This stuff is the bee's knees to me though, so you guys got to be a little more, you gotta bear with me with it. Let's see, Seal 2, attack. I'll take attack 3. So far everything's been pretty basic. Ice Hammer, okay, effort. Do I really want this? Diet, supplementing. So I had like another. Because I did have Flare Butterfly. Prankster. Fire 2, and then this other. Maybe I can have like something with like a lot of fire, but also like a little bit of water, so I can get a Fearless. It ain't no biggie, just smalls.
Yatta!
Yosh.
Yeah, let's get up out of here. Made myself a Froyo. I'm gonna probably update you guys and hit you with the recipe for that I use. But I also have to tell you the inspiration that made me, spurred me on to make that recipe. A chocolate Froyo.
Garcia.
慣れ合いはここから先。これでも一応手下はもちろん
だったらどうしてここまでそれにいくらあんたでもだったら
履き違えるの真実を見極める捕まった仲間をかこんな場所で
ありがとう立場上
Okay, so he's not Mr. Pro Child Endangerment.
どうか無事でいてくれ
Although how much of that is for his own reasoning. Well, the main reason they're so opposed morally to what's been happening, besides the fact that we're kind of being a little too tyrannical, is the fact that there's a personal stake of what's happening with Kia.
いたぞ絶対に逃がすな
このキリング部屋の
プレロマス俺が捕まってもしかしてすべてとにかく言ったあらゆるルートをそう
Well, I have no CP, so...
やってやえいとステアえいか負けられないやった行くぞやったそこだ任せてくれやってや任せてくれやったよしもう大丈夫だ
Doing this with a melee fighter is just so awkward. Imagine I open that chest while I'm here by my lonesome. I mean, I would be at the battle level where that is, you know, scaled to me. But it would also be ridiculous as hell. Alright, cool. Well, it looks like I'm fighting the ingredients at Major Taco around here. Yeah, Garcia decided to stay behind in the prison after we got out so that he's not just abandoning his fellow gang members. We're doing this on our own, but we got our equipment back. Yeah, he was a minor antagonist in the previous game that we managed to link up with when we got locked up. So that was one of those cliche, unlikely duos, police officer, gang member, both trying to... Well, I'm in high speed mode, that's one thing. I think I could have taken on the other dude just with my current setup. The turn-based RPGs have high speed mode. Okay. That's how you want to play it. We can play that way, but you're not gonna like it. Yep. That one came through quickly. I hate how they didn't like auto reset your original setup, so I have to go back and look at my older recordings to see how the setup was. I made Lloyd a little too overpowered and might mess up with the group synergy, but hey, it's a good way to force me to change my routine. They've been on your tail. I mean, they're especially looking for your ass because you went to investigate Arios and what's happening with the new military that was installed in Crossbell. Fought the motherfucker. You definitely want to stop him because he kidnapped your surrogate daughter. What is what people who don't understand Naruto think Naruto is? Oh shit. Is he doing an S-craft? This was a PSP game from 2011. The previous game I played, Charles from Zero, was a PSP game from 2010. One of the good things about the PlayStation Portable is that it allowed people to make PlayStation 1 games way after the PlayStation 1. So it was kind of an Indian summer for that kind of game design. Similar to how the 3DS and the Vita effectively let people make PS2 games way after the fact. Although you could consider the Wii also a extended PS2, extended 6th gen style machine. It's a Kiseki game. There's always a Deus Ex Machina. Or, in this case, it's not really a Deus Ex Machina. It's actually you just getting rescued. Oh shit, never mind. I spoke too soon. It actually is the God in the Machine.
され偽りの聖地を守る強者どもよ、この者は私がふざける神聖クロスベルコ。
In an effort to localize the game much more quickly, because there's so many Kiseki games that are coming out every 6 months, they had to keep the Japanese voices, not hire English voice actors. So, ironically, these characters have English voice actors in the Cold Steel games that they took 6 months longer to release for, but not for the games that they made their debut in, ironically. And that's probably going to continue on with not just Trails into, well, actually I'm going to be a little more precise with that because I haven't checked the trailers for Trails into Reverie because they're so full of spoilers, but I think maybe they have voice actors for there, but probably not the Kudo games that are coming out next year. It depends, because if you hire English voice actors, that takes like months of development time. Putting all these actors in tiny studios with no air conditioning to record 6 hours worth of dialogue. That's going to take a lot of time, and if you have a game that's slightly mocapped, which this one isn't, then forget it, that's going to take way longer. That's why the Cold Steel games had them, because at that time we were thinking, you know what, let's just take our time with releasing these games. But since there's so many Kiseki games that haven't been localized yet, and they have to catch up now because of all of it, they're just rushing through it. I mean, think about it. October we had Zero. March we had this game, Azure. Or actually it was September, I think, with Zero. July we're getting Reverie. And then next year we might get both the Kudo games. So they have to decide which ones they're gonna invest voice acting into and take their time to make, and which ones not to. One thing I will say though, a lot of people prefer the Japanese voice acting, but my problem with having English text and Japanese voice acting is that they don't necessarily translate it 100% accurately, because maybe the localizer has their own preference. And what that causes is, because I know a little bit of Japanese, I'll hear something and go, wait, that's not right. I mean, the kanji, katakana, and all of that stuff is so complicated that people who teach Japanese say, actually don't bother with that. Learn vocabulary. Because if we have 3 different alphabets, you're wasting your time learning them, because out of context, out of a vacuum, in a vacuum, it could mean a billion other things. So learn how to speak the language, and I do actually appreciate that, because that's how we used to teach children English back in the day, because English is such a weird language. And now we try to teach English the same way we teach Spanish or French or all these other things, and people are developing dyslexia because of it. You will get a reading disorder if you try to read English the way that you would try to learn the Romance languages, German, Latin, France, Portuguese, Italian. You will just absolutely like struggle with that joint. When I went to the first grade, that was the last year where they taught us English the phonetic way, the old school way that people always used to learn the language. Nowadays, younger kids, they got it messed up. They got all these reading disorders that people typically develop with like math disorders, because ironically English and mathematics are both notated pretty similarly, so people will develop similar cognitive disorders from learning these things. And dyscalculia as an example. So learning a language has to be similar to the context of the language. There's no like one size fits all thing. Some things you gotta like transfer over. Obviously it's easier to learn a language if you know more than one language. But yeah, learning Japanese is going to be hard because of that stuff. Okay, so Zai reveals that he's the divine beast for the Septarion of Mirage. Yeah. I kind of like the fact that if I never hit the X button, we're just gonna eternally go through this big ass endless field. It's like those old school music videos and movie scenes where they're just a green screen as people drive, which is something I really miss. It reminds me of the CRT era of television. Okay, so now I don't have to hide spoilers because we're gonna learn a bunch of lore. Well, unfortunately, writing courses are gradually dumbed down to appeal to a lower intelligence threshold so that people can graduate more quickly. So you're not... In high school, there's a lot of people reading books that are actually elementary school level. If you actually had to like read a high school level book, it would be called advanced placements. Like one time I wanted to read Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment. I know I butchered that because I haven't heard that word in years. And straight up my teacher said, you can't read that, that's not at your reading level. And it's a... Which actually it was, because I was actually reading it, on my own time. Now, she's not saying that to be mean. She's saying that because legally she's supposed to say that. Like you can't have people like just reading like these AP level writing things unless they're taking an AP course. So it's like it's kind of similar to when I used to like go to like a church and they would ask me if I read the Bible and I would say yes, and they said you can't just read it on your own because you're not going to understand it. It's just going to look like stories to you, which was actually not the case at all because I had study sheets and I was reading different translations at the time, just cross-referencing. But yeah, there's this mindset of if you're not geared to or course corrected towards a subject, you're not going to be able to function with it. It's why when I was a musician back in the day, people just acted like I never held a guitar before. And then when I did weird stuff, that an intermediate player would know, they kind of had realized, oh shit, everything we say, it's not really applicable. This guy's an outlier. So that's the thing. If they don't see you as like AP level on a subject, they don't try to like put you onto like advanced stuff. They even like towards the end of middle school, I was just constantly reading high school, 6th grade level writing all the time for like the required courses and stuff like that. And it was more about learning literary devices and things of that nature, understanding themes and developing your reading comprehension rather than something that's a bit more advanced, which I actually think is even more important in some contexts, especially because high school teaches you how to not plagiarize, which a lot of times I would get 100 on essays and people would get zeros on essays because they would plagiarize and they didn't realize it because they were using their own words, but that's not necessarily what it means. And for my days as a YouTuber talking politics, I'm always crediting what other people have said, to the point where some people would call me dick writing, but the reality is that's what you're supposed to do. So you do learn essential skills in high school, but you're not going to necessarily become an English major from learning English, from taking an English class in high school. You're going to be a better essay writer, a better report writer, a better, possibly journalistic thinker. But in order to actually become good at these things, you have to read at a sophomore level, at a sophomore in college level. What's funny about the Crime and Punishment thing is that I actually read a manga that was a loose reimagining adaptation of Crime and Punishment. So in many ways, I actually, not just, it was on my reading level, but I've read it years prior.
悩んだ末に一つの決断をした。自分という存在の因果。
Oh, that happens to me a lot. Like people will act like I never consumed a thing and understood it, and I've actually done it years prior. Great Gatsby was pretty hard. I knew a girl who actually had that book. The DiCaprio film made it way more popular.
司法の消滅、そしてなぜそうなったのか、失われた司法と同等のものを生み出すことに。
So the DNG cult is, once again, and I've said it before, I let it slip, related to Demiurgos.
もちろん最初はただの手探りだっただろう。しかし700年にわたり彼、すなわち無から有、そして彼らはこの教団という傀儡を用意し、新たなし、そして連星という概念を極限まで応用した。それが数百年前。
Yeah, the main antagonist of the previous game, the DNG cult, the Therefore G.
一方教団の方は信仰対象として与え、そして500年の時が、
でもやっとザイト、マリア・ベルさんはキーヤをゼロの司法と言っていた。それはどういう失われた幻の死。
残念ながら私もそれについて、おそらく黒いスケは千人、それによってデミウルゴスと同等のものを、それを超える力を持った、あの白き人型の力、あれは人型そのものの力ではなく、そして幻の司法には
In many ways, the Demiurgos Septarion is almost a threat at the same level as the Septarions of Earth and Fire together. So this is kind of like the big exposition moment because we're kind of near the end of the game and has to actually explain a myriad of different elements to it, which I could analyze if I wasn't in conversation mode, but I think I'll do that in my own time. Let's see. So is Kia like a homunculi? Homunculus? Oh shit, I called it! I'm not even joking. 2 years ago when I had to take an IQ test, I was actually asked if I knew what that word meant as one of the questions. And I actually had to explain that shit. It was so difficult for me to say that shit normally without having to go into Animed territory that I actually gave the alchemical definition and the Catholic definition. I'm surprised he didn't get a torn ACL out of jumping that. Alright.
ありがとう、ザイト。あれは
クロスベル氏を許されたそうでない存在を人にして、すでにプレロマソウも今やクロスベルそのものが司法と一体化してしまったと言って。
Kind of like what happened with the Great Twilight, but that was related to the two, what do you call it, Septarion that were involved, the Earth and the Fire Septarion. They just went full on Xenoblade Chronicles with that one. That shit was Bionis Mechanicus. They're probably actually just based off the same lore.
なるほど、かつてあれにプレロマスを減量。
おそらく犠牲となったあまたの被験者の知識や人格、それらの膨大な情報が太陽の砦に眠る彼女に、それらの情報は自己組織化され、そして500年の時を私がお主、彼らは周到に計画を練り上げ、その意味でお主の砦、このままほとぼりが冷めるまで
カルバードだったらでも一番知りたい真実をまだ確かめていないからな。
Normally in these fictional stories, I do think about how I would probably bow out during certain moments of crisis when it's like, okay, my life is being put in danger unnecessarily. this was a bow out moment, but the thing is that it happened so late that I myself would probably go, no, you know what? I'm probably just gonna stay involved with this shit.
それを確かめるためにもエリーそのためにも俺せっかくここまでを
確かめたい
力や生い立ちにかあの子が多分あの子をとそれにそんな環境大統領やアリオス
ほんと親バカだな。
Oh, I didn't even know Kevin reappeared. I forgot about that.
久しいな、バニングス。
This is what I like about forgetting shit is that, just like what Justin Sung said, it's good to have gaps in knowledge because that's how you learn.
ご無沙汰しています。
Like, I knew Reese was gonna be here, but Kevin...
いや、俺とは4ヶ月ぶり覚えとってくれて嬉しいわ。
確か
I still gotta get through the rest of the third.
マジもしかして
七王協会聖杯騎士団ドミニオン第9位青の聖典改めてよろしく頼むよ。
We've had like 3 Gralls Ritter party members and they've all been straight trash. I mean, Gaius is good if you know how to use him.
ああもういきなりそれじゃ
He's just better as a support guy because of the AT advance ability when he uses it. When he's trying to AT delay the enemy, it's like, you fucking up now. That AT advance shit is how I was able to more conveniently defeat Sigmund towards the end.
知らないヘミスフィア教の潜入
で彼女が来てくれたのか。いやほんと助かっちゃう。
お役に立て
ま、リースの場合大司教もさぞ面食らったよ。
大きなお世話というかケビンは人のことは言えないと思う。
なんか誰一人として
まあ改めて僕たちがこの場に現れたのは
ザイトル
お主の決意が固いのであれば
僕が潜入していたことからも騎士団はある程度ただ黒い助の陰謀や先日彼と再会した俺
しかし幻の司法
I kind of like how in Zero the special guests were Joshua and Stell, effectively the Sky 1 and 2 crew, and here it's Reese and Kevin who are effectively the third crew. Although I will say this, you don't actually get them as final party members, I think, so that actually kind of sucks.
アーキファクトを回収するこのままでは介入する口実がなくなった
かといって結社がこの事態に絡んでいるとなると俺らも放っては
I gotta incorporate that word into my vocabulary. Brouhaha.
そこで君という口実に頼らせてもらおうと思ったんや
Nah, it don't even sound right up the tongue. That's something that would work better if you're like some country ass dude.
そういうこと。
Like, you deep fry everything so much that your body's actually immune to seed
君に
oils.
協力させてもらう形で
That level of
僕たちは今
country.
回の事件に介入させてもらおう。どうだい？
一つあんたたちは
難しい質問やね
でもごまかし
正直なところ
そうだね。ゼロの司法だけど正直オーリオールより現時点で力の全貌が見えてい
So
ない
far, all the Septarion have been more deadly than the previous ones.
君今大陸諸国がどうなっているか知ってる
Oh,
か
the
い？
only Septarion that's been fully intact has been the Oriole. All the other ones have been kind of like modifications that are in many ways better or
い
worse.
や帝国の方で
ぶっちゃけ直接のきっかけはクロスベル方面に投入された帝国軍もプライドがあるから次々と師団それで帝国軍が混乱しとる隙に
結果鉄血宰相は強弾帝国全土を巻き込んだ内戦が長期
Okay,
化
so they
し始めて
referenced
いる
the
状
time he
況
got
一
shot.
方共和国の方でもテロが活発化したことによって非常事態
そうだった。もちろん それ以外の国だ特に今まで帝国とそんな中ディーター大クロスベルを名手とする
当然その背景
もちろん大陸最強と言われる帝国軍しかも今それが増産されて全てが
キアあの子はそんな
ちなみにあの人形兵器は司法側や司法の力を受け自立であのレンという娘が使っていた。
その意味ではその子の意思とは関係なく
It's almost like she's a Jinchuriki of the three of those Xenogears
それ
robots.
どころか
キーヤちゃんの意志とは別にそれだけの力が持つ
あなたたちの意見は分かった。それでも構わないから。
へえ、てっきり申し出を
俺だけでなんとかなる。解決が長引けばだがもしあんたたちが勝手に全力を持って阻止するとだけは俺だけじゃない。エリーやティオ、ランディだって
What kind of pose
きっ
is
と
that?
同じことを言うはずだ。理屈も道理も関係なく。ただあの子の保護
秀才くんっぽいのにめちゃめちゃ熱い兄さんやな。
If localization had been the fan team, they would have said, I didn't know you had that dog in you.
ワジお前が気に入るのも
愛してると言っても過言じゃないけど
ワジ俺は
聖杯の騎士としてエイドスの名にかけあの子の処遇に関しては君たちの僕らの立場としてはこの辺りがどうかな。
ああ
決まりだ。
よしそん
随分と教会の
聖杯騎士団ステルス機能に
これを使っ心の準備。
ああ
Let's do this? Okay, so total DP. Let's actually like scale how much DP I'm supposed to have towards the end of this. So I missed out on 2 DP. I wonder what I didn't do correctly. Alright, so that's gonna be it for me. Hold on. Final. Next week, we're going to be going through the entire final chapter. I'm probably going to go back to the 4-week format for that. Until then, this has been your boy, Mr. Wonka7. Thank you guys for watching, and Oksana Mete.